So in today's video, we're going to be talking about Instagram influencers and how to find Instagram influencers, but not just how to find Instagram influencers, but to actually find profitable Instagram influencers, because at the moment in the industry, there's a lot of fake, unethical Instagram influencers where you pay them and you don't even make a return on investment. But in today's video, guys, I'm going to be giving you everything you need to know in terms of what you need to look for and some softwares and some Chrome extensions you can use to really find out if these Instagram influencers that you can potentially use are going to give you a profit and going to help you to achieve some form of great profit. Because it's not just about breaking even at the end of the day, guys. A lot of people break even with Instagram influencers. The key is to make a lot of profit with them. Now, a lot of people overlook Instagram influencers and think, okay, these are for people with less money, or you can't really make much money with Instagram influencers. You can make 6 to 7 figure stores with Instagram influencers if you're using the right ones and if you're reinvesting the money into bigger influencers and bigger influencers and bigger influencers. So in today's video, guys, I'm going to be giving you everything you need so you can start a successful Instagram influencer campaign. So if you want to enter my free giveaway to win a 15-minute consultation call with me, all you need to do is comment Takeover 2019, like the video, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. So let's dive straight into the content. So guys, let's start off by identifying what an Instagram influencer actually is. So it's a user who has an established credibility and audience, who can persuade others by virtue and their trustworthiness and authenticity from their niche. So basically, it's people in Instagram who have an establishment, who have authority, who have a good personal brand, people following them. So if they say something, people will buy it because they look up to them as a role model. So that's basically what an Instagram influencer is. So I thought I'd just let you guys know what they are before we move on. So pros of Instagram influencer marketing. So number one, you're going to get a warm market outreach. Now with Instagram influencers, when they promote a product on their behalf, their audience is a warm market to them. Although it's your product, you're selling your product to that Instagram influencer, then that's selling it to their audience. Although you're cold to their audience, the influencer isn't cold. So basically, you're working with a warm market, which basically means your conversion rates are going to be a lot better. So another thing is, it doesn't look like advertising. Now, the reason why it doesn't look like advertising is, again, because the influencer is marketing to them in a way where it just looks like they're just trying to help them out by giving them value, by promoting a product that can help their audience. So it doesn't look like advertising. So the conversion rates are going to be a lot higher. There's relationship and trust. So the Instagram influencers built a relationship and some trust with the audience. So when they promote a product, they're not going to judge it and say it's a scam. They're going to say, okay, we trust this influencer, so we're going to give that product a go again. So it just improves conversion rate. So these are the massive pros of Instagram influencer marketing. Now the cons are, the return on the investment can sometimes be quite bad. You can sometimes not even break even. Now all these cons correlate with picking bad influencers, to be fair. So if you are picking the right ones, these cons won't even be an issue. But the majority of the cons are return on investment. Some people can't even break even. If they do break even, it's not much profit. Fake followers. So you're choosing Instagram influencers who don't have an authenticity following, and the saturation. So you're using influencers that have partnered up with dropshipping stores or e-commerce stores too many times, so their audiences are fed up of seeing the same products or fed up of seeing promotion. So the Instagram influencer becomes saturated. So these are the cons, guys. Now in today's video, I'm going to show you how to not hit the cons and just hit the pros, because there's certain things that you need to do to be able to get the pros and not the cons. So let's talk about the engagement rate industry standards. Now, if an influencer has less than 1% engagement rate, then that's a low rate of engagement, and I wouldn't recommend going anywhere near them. Now, between 1% and 3.5% is average / good engagement rate. So in my opinion, I wouldn't go near an influencer below anything below 2%. In my opinion, I wouldn't go near them. Now 3.5% is good. Anything between 3.5% and 6% is a high engagement rate. So those kind of influencers are going to get really good results. Anything above 6 is very high engagement rate. So it's very unlikely that you'll see an influencer with a 6% engagement rate. If you do, they are going to cost a lot of money. So these are the engagement rate industry standards, So make sure that you guys take note of this. If you want to print screen it, if you want to quickly get a notepad and pen and just write this down, this is really important, guys, because engagement rates will is a big part in finding good influencers. So that is that. So let's move on to the software I'm using to get Instagram influencers. Now, I'm going to show you guys a free software that I've luckily been able to come across that's been really, really powerful and useful for myself, and I've been using it a lot for myself. Now, it's important that you use software to do Instagram influencer marketing. Now, a lot of people will automatically go out there, go onto Instagram, search through their profiles and all that malarkey. Now, that takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of effort. At the end of the day, guys, you want to be using softwares and systems. Systems are so important for scaling a business and to make a business profitable. So when I start any business that I make, I always try and set systems in place. So for example, to make Instagram influencer marketing successful, you need the systems in place. Now, the system would be how to find them, how to audit them, etc. Now, systems stand for save yourself serious time, energy, and money. So that's why I use systems, guys. So let's move on to the systems that I'm using for Instagram influencer marketing that can really help you out. So guys, this is the free software I use to find Instagram influencers and to run audits on their accounts. Now, this is called Cloud HQ, and there will be a link to this software in the description below. Now, Cloud HQ is such an amazing platform. It's completely free. They do have a paid version, but it is a good paid version, but there is a better alternative if you want to use a paid version software for Instagram influencers, which I'll mention at the end of this video. But for the free version is what 80% of people is what they're going to be using. So 80% of the people that are going to be doing Instagram influencer marketing, this is more than enough for you to be able to make a successful Instagram influencer campaign. So let's talk a little bit about how Cloud HQ works, guys. Now, instead of going all the way into Instagram and doing it all manually, this does everything for you, which saves you so much time. And this goes back to what I was saying about systems. Save yourself serious time, energy, and money. It does everything for you. So for example, it's a very basic, simple, clean software. So here is what you need to do. So search accounts. So enter keywords you want to use to find accounts, enter the niche you want to work with. So for example, I picked fashion and beauty. Then you can change the countries from the influencers. So what countries are these influencers from? You can actually change that. You can actually change how many followers they've got, what engagement rate they've got. You can change, is it a personal account? Is it a celebrity account? Is it a business page? Have they got contact information? You can filter all of this. So we've entered all of the things that I've wanted to enter. So we're going to click the search button. And then Cloud HQ are going to bring up every single account that I want to work with that could be a possible somebody that I could possibly work with within that niche and industry. So for the fashion and beauty niche, it's going to list all the accounts that they've shown. Now, as you can see, before I've even clicked on the account, it's going to give me a little bit of it's going to give me some details about the account. So it's going to give me the average likes, average comments, and average engagement rate before I've even clicked on the account, which is really, really good. It means it'll save me time having to go through all of these accounts looking for their engagement rates. It'll tell me straight away, because the key metric to look for, guys, is the engagement rate. That is something that I would recommend you look at all the time. So that is a key indicator. So if it's below 1% or it's below 1.5%, I won't even click on the accounts, guys. So this Jasmine woman has been successful in our audit. So in terms of she's above 1.5%, so we're going to click on the account. So let's have a look to see what this brings up. Now this is going to give me more of an in-depth audit on her account when it loads. It's just been a little bit slow. So as you can see, her account's fully loaded up now, so we can check and fully audit the account. So you can see here her top posts. So her top posts are these kind of photos. Now, it's good to know what their top posts are, because what it means is these kind of posts work well on her page, which means if you can't make a post like this for her page, it probably won't do as well. So this gives you a good indicator on what works well on her page. So let's scroll down. Now this is going to tell you how many followers she's got. It's going to tell you the engagement rate. It's going to tell you the average likes. It's going to tell you the average views, the average comments, and the posts per day. Now, a metric that you're going to want to look for, again, the key ones is the engagement rate. Again, like I said, it passes the industry standards, so she's fine. The posts per day. Now, this is another engagement metric this is another metric that is very important. Now, if an influencer posts more than 3 times a day, so if this was 3 or more, I would never go near an influencer. It's too saturated. Posts with mentions. So this tells you how many mentions she's had. It also tells you the date the account was made on Instagram. So it's saying her account was made on the 14th of November 2018. So why this is important is because she's only had Instagram for apparently 5 months, so she's been able to accumulate 200,000 followers within 5 months. Now, this is good because it'll tell you, is it likely to make that kind of amount of followers within that time period? Is it yes, no, or is it I'm not too sure? Because if it's too good to be true, it's normally too good to be true, guys. So if she was able to make 200,000 followers within a month, then I'd say it's too good to be true, and I'd probably say it's a fake account. So that's a very good metric to look for. How quickly have they been able to accumulate their followers within the time period? Gives you their contact information. So this is her email. So if we want to reach out to her, this is going to be the email we can use. Status last updated. So her status was last updated today. Now what we can do is we can have a look at their account history and really break it down in the graph. So here you can see followers, engagement rate, following, media posts, and bio changes. So you can see here followers, we can change it from the last 7 days. So within the last 7 days, she's gained a lot of followers within the last 7 days. You can see here she was at 219,000, and within 6 days she was able to accumulate, let's have a look. She was able to accumulate, bear me 1 second, my maths is horrendous. She was able to accumulate like 3,000 followers, I think. Maybe I'm wrong, guys, but basically it shows you how many followers they've been able to accumulate over the last 7 days. You can check the last month. So over the last month, she's really skyrocketed. So if everything else meets the criteria that I'm going to explain, then I'd probably go with this individual, because it looks to me like she's on what we call a momentum wave. Now, a momentum wave, it means that every influencer has a momentum wave where for so many months they'll be quiet, and then so many months they'll have a lot of momentum. So by the looks of this, her momentum wave might start happening. Yeah, her momentum wave is starting to kick in. You can see here that over the last 3 months it's starting to shoot. We can look at her engagement rate over the last 7 days. So her engagement rate's gone really high up. So it's gone from 2.7 to 3.8. So that's a really good sign. Over the last month, it's gone down and then back up again. This is what I'm saying about the momentum wave. The momentum wave starting to kick in again. So it looks good. So everything's starting to look really good, guys, from what I've just shown you, from what I've broke down. You can also look at how many times they've changed their bio. Now, why is this important? Because obviously when you pay an influencer, you normally ask to have your website put in their bio, so it tells you how many influencers they might have worked with. So she's changed her bio 3 times apparently. And you can check to see what they've changed her bio to, which is important. So you're going to want to look to see if they've got any websites put in their bios, because that means obviously they've worked with other e-commerce businesses. So let's move on. That's a really important factor, guys, that you really want to look at in audit, and I've shown you how to do that just now. Now the next thing is, this part is so important, and this part is so powerful. Now, this tells me what brands she's worked with in the past. So you can see here all the brands she's worked with in the past. Now, why is this important? Because if she's worked with some big brands or some big influencers or whatever, those influencers or brands would have done their due diligence before working with this individual, which means that if she's worked with some big brands, it normally means she's going to be a good influencer, because big brands won't work with her if she wasn't good. So it tells me what kind of brand she's worked with. Now, I'm not going to do it in this video because it will take too long, but you're going to want to research some of these pages. You click on it. If you click on it, it'll take you automatically to Instagram, and it will show you their page. So like I say, you're going to want to look through some of these pages and see if they're any good or if there are any big pages. It'll also tell you how many likes it got when they worked with that brand, and how many comments they got. So that's really important information. And it will also tell you on the right hand side their estimated media value, so how much it would cost you to work with them per post. So you can see here it's going to cost you $169 to $193 per post. Now this is important because it means you can work out how many units you need to sell on your product to make a break-even point. So for example, if your average net profit is $15, do 169 or 170 or 180. I'd probably round this up to 180, divide that by 15, and it'll tell you how many units you need to sell to break even. And is it possible to sell those kind of units? So that's a really good indicator to work out how many units you need to sell. Now here we've got the contact influencer section. Now you can only use this part, guys. It will show on the free version, but to actually use it in terms of like typing it and address it, you will need to actually, like I said, to actually use this part of the software, you will need to have the paid version. You can't use a free version. Now, it's okay, guys, because I've given you guys a template, which I'll be showing you in a minute, you can use. So if you've got the paid version, guys, you are able to send the influencer a message through the software and through this software application. If you haven't got the paid version, it will show you the email. So that's a good thing. You can see the email. But if not, what you can do is you can just go on the Instagram page and look for their email. So you can see here, she's put contact me at this email. So you can just email her. Now, before I move on, there's a Chrome extension you can get for Cloud HQ. Now, this is the Chrome extension here, Cloud HQ. Now, I'll also leave this link in the description below. Now, what the Chrome extension does is it audits the Instagram page. Now, if you're not using the actual software on the website, you can actually just use their Chrome extension and it will give you a brief overview of the average likes, average views and whatnot. So this is also really good, but I don't recommend using the Chrome extension because you might as well just use the website. But if you want to use the Instagram and look through it, then use the Chrome extension. But if you have the free version and you can't contact her through the website because you only have the free version, then use their email. And then here you can see I've got the Instagram influencer email template. So let me go through the Instagram email influencer template, because so far I've audited her page and everything looks good to me. Everything looks like it will be good. So I think I would reach out to her and discuss obviously working together, because I think that there is potential there to be worked with. So we're going to go to Instagram, where, for example, we've typed in the email now. We've got our email. We're going to go to the influencer template. So, for example, when you email the influencer, make sure, now this is so important, and I see people doing it all the time, make sure you're using business email accounts, you're using business email addresses and not personal email addresses. If an influencer sees it's a personal email address or it's not a business email address, it just doesn't look good. It doesn't look professional. They probably won't look at it. So the two types of emails you're going to want to use are info@yourbusinessname.com or your name and then yourbusinessname.com. They're the two emails that I recommend you use when reaching to Instagram influencers. Now, from my experience, I've had a higher response rate when I use my name at mybusinessname.com, because it feels like they're working. It sounds like they're actually speaking to a human being when they get sent that kind of email when they get sent from that email address. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to rehydrate there. Now, here you can see, hello, I'm the owner and founder of, so you'd put your account name here. So whatever you're the owner of. We are reaching out to inquire about a sponsored post at, and then you'd put her or whoever's Instagram page. And then this is the key, compliment the influencer and talk about how your product can benefit their audience. So this is the next bit you're going to do. So I've made an example here. We love how you connect with your audience in such a unique way. Our product can bring your audience great value because, and then you'd explain how your product can bring their audience value. What is your product got that can really help their audience? Now, this is so important, guys. If you're working with good Instagram influencers, they care more about giving their audience value than they do you giving them money. Now, I've said this before, Instagram influencers, if you're working with good ones that will make you money and make you a high profit margin, they care about their followers, because if they promote a crap product and it can't benefit their followers, it will ruin their followers and their audience, which means they won't make money or they won't grow. So it's very important that you understand and you explain how your product can work well for their audience. So what I recommend you guys do is, before you even reach out to them, have a look at their audience, go through some of her posts, see how her audience engage with her and see how your product can engage well with them, and just write how you can benefit their audience. Like I said, I can't write it for you guys because I don't know. And then the next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to add, so the next thing you're going to want to put is, here are some details below after you've written this part. And for example, I've written your audience will receive a 10% discount on their first purchase. So I'm telling her how it will work. Their audience will receive a 10% discount on their first purchases. And then you're going to want to add more details explaining and examples of how the post. So for example, you want to explain to her how you want the post to be made. Is it going to be on a feed? Is it going to be on a story? How do you want her to deliver the post? Now, this is important because if you don't tell her how you want it doing, then it's not her fault if it's not successful. You need to make sure that you have a clear overview of how you want to reach this certain not ad campaign, but the influencer campaign. Now, if you haven't already, guys, I will leave a link in the description below to a blog that I've written about Instagram influencers and the different campaigns you can use to get success. So the link will be in the description below, and like I said, that whole post that I've written on my blog will explain the different but the different campaigns you can use to get the best results. The next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put, can you please get back to me with pricing info and post requirements. Now, this is important because you want to know the exact price, and you're going to also want to know what her requirements are. Now, influencers are sometimes very picky. They want certain requirements, so make sure that you meet their requirements. The next thing you're going to want to put, like I said, is thank you for your time. Now, this is so important that you put this. Thank you for your time. Now, when you say to somebody, instead of just saying thank you, if you say thank you for your time, they will like you more because you appreciate them taking their time out, which means you've got more of a chance of them replying to you. And then after that, you guys just want to put your business name. So for example, if your name is Beauty Technology, just put Beauty Technology. It was a bad example, but just put your business name at the bottom to sign it off. And why we start with a compliment is because when you compliment somebody, they instantly take a liking to you. So think of it like from your point of view. When somebody compliments you, you like them automatically. So that's why we use a compliment straight away. So that's the template, guys. It's a very simple, fast template to make. Like I said, this is just the framework. You will need to add to it, and you will need to do some research on the influencer to add to it. But this framework is what I've been using now for the last 2 years, and I always get responses. And like I say, it is a numbers game, guys. You will have to email quite a lot of influencers to get a few replies, but this is the template that I've used, and I've had a lot of success with, guys. And like I say, this will be in the e-commerce for Kings group. So if you go to the e-commerce for Kings group, so I'll show you. So you can see here in the e-commerce for Kings group, if you join, you go to the file section here, you'll see it right there. Instagram influencers email template. It'll be there to download, guys, so you can use it. So guys, if you're going to want to use a paid software, because Cloud HQ is the free software that I recommend. Cloud HQ, like I said, do offer a paid version, but if you are going to want to use a paid version for Instagram software to do audits and to find out lots of information, then Heapsy is this website here, as you can see. This is the best paid website that I've found so far, and I've used, and I thought, you know what, this is really, really good. So I'm not going to go through it today with you guys. I'll probably make a separate video on this. But if you are going to want to use a paid software, which is probably 20% of you, because you're using Instagram influencer marketing as your mainstream of marketing, then this is the best website so far. And I will leave a link in the description below so you guys can access this website and use it. So that's it for today, guys. That was the how to find Instagram influencers and how to audit them and how to make it so it's a successful post by creating a good email template, and also how to, but the key, guys, like I said, is to audit them first. You don't want to waste time reaching out to people that are not going to be worth your time. So I've given you everything you need today in today's video, guys. It is very simple. Probably people are going to probably think, okay, Cam, is that it? Yes, that is literally all you need to make a successful Instagram campaign. Like I said, there will be a link in the description below so you guys can look at the post that I've made on my blog on how to what ways you can do marketing campaigns for your influencers. But in today's video, it was just strictly on how to find them. And today's video, I'm sure I've successfully been able to give you guys the best information. So if you've took value from this, guys, make sure you smash the like button and you subscribe to the YouTube channel. And don't forget to enter the giveaway, and I will be announcing the giveaway in the next video.